This is where it all began, the internationally acclaimed sport of basketball. The sport was created in 1891 by a man named Dr. James Naismith. The sport was originally created with a peach basket on the end of a pole. This was one for each team, but quickly realized that when they made a basket, the game was too slow because they'd have to retrieve the ball in between each basket. So what they decided to do was, well, just cut a hole in the bottom of the basket. And about 20 years later, they decided that they're missing something. That something was a backboard. They later added a backboard in the mid 1910s, 1920s, and this unlocked a whole new different style of play, including layups off the backboard and other shots that would bank off the backboard. Later in the early 1940s, they decided that the peach basket was outdated, so they implemented the metal rim with a net that we still use today. Along with this addition, in 1955, another implementation that we still use today was added. This was the glass backboard, and nothing much changed after the glass backboard until 1971. In 1971, there was the invention of the breakaway rim, which was added because too many people were breaking the rim, when breaking the backboards, I should say, when dunking the ball. Then we don't see much change until around the 1990s. This is often considered by many the golden era of basketball, specifically NBA basketball, because of the many talents that we saw around the league, including Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Shaquille O'Neal. Along with this, in the 1990s, the hoop was where it needed to be, but for more televised games with better camera angles, they decided to implement more cameras around the rim, including a camera from top down on top of the basket and cameras behind the backboard to get better shots of the game because now the game was more nationally televised. This newfound international recognition of the game has led to the innovation of better camera angles on the modern day NBA and international basketball hoops. And these new camera angles have definitely paid off because in the last 20 years we've recorded some of the best shots in basketball history, including Kawhi's game winner in the Eastern Conference Final Game 7 against Joel Embiid, and has recorded one of the greatest players, arguably the best player ever, LeBron James's entire career. And with this, that is the history of the NBA hoop, basket, whatever you prefer to call it, which is one of the most influential pieces of sports history. And to wrap it all up, I leave you with two questions. Go ahead and answer down in the comments. Which NBA hoop is your favorite? And just for fun, who do you think is the greatest player to ever play basketball? I'd also like to apologize for the audio quality, but this is my first time making a long form video and don't have very many resources available. So go ahead and drop down in the comments any tips that you have for me that I could change or make to make better videos. And don't be too harsh, but be honest.